G'day. So I'm from the ARDC, Australian Research Data Commons, and I've been part of the organisation since 2018, starting as a data librarian and moving into research data management, and now working as a skills development lead for trainer communities. So I'm actually, while I work for the national organisation, I'm also physically based at UTS, and I sit in the open scholarships and copyright team at UTS Library. So g'day OSC. On this slide, you'll see some of us in the wild presenting, facilitating and co-designing. That's me there singing to gather focus at our Skills Summit. Today, I want to share how we manage communities at the ARDC and how we support each other to do that. So this is a quick tour where we've been, how we work, and what we've learned in that process. So why does a research infrastructure organisation need a community strategy? Our mission at the ARDC is to accelerate research and innovation by driving excellence in the creation, analysis and retention of high-quality data assets. That means national scale infrastructure, storage, tools, standards and services. But infrastructure isn't just technical, it is social. And just like plumbing is meaningless without clean water, research infrastructure only works when the data flowing through it meets community agreed standards. And those standards come from people, from relationships and communities. So our communities of practice are the social layer that makes interoperability possible. And if you recognize interoperability from the middle of the FAIR principles, give yourself a pat on the back right now. Our communities of practice co-create shared understanding and therefore shared infrastructure. So at the ARDC, we have a few different types of communities and we are involved in them also in different ways. So on this diagram, this mind map, you can see our different kinds of communities. So user communities, working groups, interest groups, communities of practice and program communities, and the different levels of involvement that we undertake. So, for example, Kylie over here, some of you probably know her, co-leads the Sensitive Data Interest Group in collaboration with the ADA, MDAP and the PHRN. It's a hub for vibrant ongoing discussion. We have supported communities. So sometimes we offer strategic or operational support while another organisation does the leading. So that might be, for example, the Research Software Engineers Association of Australia and New Zealand. Coming back to this slide, you can see we have some working groups that we participate in, such as the ESIP clusters or the PIDs for instruments that Leslie and Siobhan support. And also we have program and user communities, which are closely tied to our platforms, ensuring our services stay relevant and usable. And that includes, so Rowan there for the Australian vocabularies or AVSIG. So each community differs in sort of scope, formality, and also energy. But across this diversity, we apply a consistent approach to steward their growth and sustainability. That's what our community strategy enables us to do. If you're wondering at this stage where the there and back again Tolkien reference fits in, this is a fellowship of the ring moment. Many kinds of people, all on a shared mission, each bringing something different. And sometimes someone needs to take a break or pass the baton onwards. Yeah. So central to our community strategy is a life cycle. And we manage our communities through a flexible life cycle model that I'm showing here, which is kind of inspired by the classic hero's journey. Although the hero's journey is like a crisis resolution, right? As though it were a neat progression. But here we're trying to encourage the perspective that there may be different endings or choices that you can make. So, like the classic hero's journey, you may step into something new, As a community manager, you face the usual barriers, time, governance, or shifting priorities, and with luck and support, you return transformed with better strategies, deeper insight, and stronger networks. We help our teams think through that process. So this life cycle helps us answer the questions, is the community still needed in this form? And should we evolve it, hand it over, or close it down with care? Our internal community of practice, the community facilitators, community of practice, support staff to navigate these questions and apply our shared approach. I'd like to get to some reflections illustrated by this beautiful reflective picture here across the landscape of my knowledge. And the first one was that making it public actually made it better. So when we shared this community strategy, we recently rewrote it in order to put it online so that Leslie, my colleague, could share it with her ESIP colleagues internationally. It was originally an internal document, but the process of making it public for a broader audience forced us to simplify, explain, and reflect on the process. The perfectionist inside me says there's more refining to come, but I'm not going into that right now. Secondly, I'm learning to forgive my own assumptions, aspirations. I should forgive my own assumptions too. Community work shifts shape. My own carpentries advocacy, for example, has developed from doing direct hands-on training to program evaluation. Even our internal community of practice, which was once monthly, now meets quarterly. So change is not failure, but it's adaptation. And finally, I'm pleased to share that surprise serendipity is real, it's a thing. Leslie saw early on that this work might be valuable for the ESIP clusters. ESIP stands for the Earth Science Information Partners. So they do a lot of geoscience collaboration on, the kind of interoperability you need when you have scientists from all over the world doing research on the world. So last week, I shared our strategy with their new community director, who's Alicia Crawl. Some of you may know her through the Carpentries, and she thought it was fabulous. So Leslie, if you're out there, you were right, and I'm so pleased you were. So, in wrapping up, that's our journey, there and back again, and likely out again soon. Our updated community strategy is available on Zenodo, and if I am lucky, I can post it into the chat, or somebody will do that for me when I put it into the panelist chat. Please take a look and feel free to borrow where you need to what's useful. And if you'd like to stay in touch, please subscribe to the ARDC Connect newsletter or come and find me afterwards, maybe for a second breakfast. Thank you.